Alright, we will observe the mystery goo, keep that, and close there. Okay, so that is good, and let's just now time warp until we leave the moon. Okay. Alright, so we don't have a terrific path, but that's okay. I think we'll have enough fuel, but we're going to warp around to our apoapsis, which will take quite a while, but that's okay. We will warp around to it and then bring ourselves down. Okay, so let's bring this in. And let's find retrograde. Okay. So we will burn this way now to lower our periapsis there. And that should come down fairly quick, but this is going to probably take quite a bit of aerobraking to get this done, to actually get down, because we're going to be coming in very fast. I think we're farther out this time than we were last time with Jeb, and he came in very fast. So let's drop this down and kill the engines at some point soon here. Alright. Kill the engines like there. And then we will, you know, I'm going to quick save here, honestly, just because I don't know what I'm doing yet as far as re-entry goes. So, we will warp down until we get closer to Kerbin. And then, hopefully we don't get like a Mooner encounter or something stupid. Come on, avoid that. No! No, why? Hopefully it doesn't screw us up too much. Oh, but it's going to. Because, yeah, okay. It actually, that's not too terrible. What I'm going to do is I'm going to warp down to periapsis. And hopefully not swing around too fast. And we're going to burn a bit in retrograde to bring our apoapsis down now that we're close to Kerbin. Okay. Yeah, being not... I never realized how difficult it would be to do this stuff without, like, maneuver nodes and being able to tell what effects things are going to have on you. But we are somehow managing, even though it's mostly just, I'll say, by luck. Luck and guessing is what is driving this space program. Okay. So this will bring this down quite a bit. And let's bring it down inside the orbit of the moon so that we can avoid any more of those encounters that would be messing us up. Okay, so that is good. I think, yeah, that'll be fine. So now, what we're gonna want to do, actually, we'll burn a little more of that off, even. Okay, now we gotta save the rest of our fuel, because once we flip around to apoapsis, we're going to have to lower ourselves down a bit more. Okay. Let's do this. Swing around. Okay, right there. And we will fire this up. Bring it down to about 40,000 maybe. That's probably going to be where we want to put it at. Okay. There we go. 40,000. Let's drop it even a little lower. Why not? We'll get down to like 35. Okay. So that is going to be good. And now, what we could do is actually ditch this stage here. But that would mean that we can't correct anymore. Are we going to be at a good height? You know, let's try this. Quick save, and then just in case I am screwing this up horribly, we will be able to fix it. But for now, we will decouple that. Okay, so now all we have is our science stuff guarded by heat shield and ready to be parachuted in. And Valentina is going to be in the cockpit, which will be at the back of the craft this time, and therefore hopefully it will not explode. That is the goal. Alright, so we are going to warp ourselves down until we get ready to enter the atmosphere. And I don't know how many times we're going to have to go around, but it might end up being a few. At least we'll be able to do it during the day. That'll be a good thing. So, come down until we get ready to hit the atmosphere. And there we go. Okay. So, we will physics warp a bit until we get lower down. So, hopefully this little ship will be guarded fully by this heat shield and stopped from any sort of disintegration that may occur. We're going to get out of the physics warp, I think, just for safety precautions for Valentina. Once we go through the thicker part of the atmosphere that we're going to hit. Let's see what this is doing. Oh, our periapsis is dropping very low. That's okay, though. Just means we're slowing down quite a lot. Hopefully it doesn't drop low enough to, like, deploy our parachutes or something, because that'd be an issue. Then we would not be aerobraking anymore. We would just be landing. And I don't think we want to be landing yet. So, we are going to drop down, though, very low. And we'll probably only go around once before we actually... What the heck is going on? What just exploded? Okay. Things are exploding. I don't know what is exploding, but things are the... Why? Why are things exploding? Hopefully it's nothing useful. Like, you know... What is this? What is this? I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't have any idea. Were those batteries that were just like slightly clipping out of the storage bay, maybe? Because all the parachutes are intact, all the science experiments are intact, and the only other thing was batteries. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess maybe there were some batteries that were clipping just a little bit out, and they exploded. I don't have any other answer for you as to what those explosions were. But looks like we have skipped off the atmosphere and we are heading back up now out into space, which is where we wanted to be. And once we get up into space, we can take a look at the experiments and make sure they all survived. And I think next time we come around, that's going to be it. We are going to drop down into this ocean, hopefully. So, all in all, I'd say this aerobraking has gone pretty well, as long as everything useful survived. and as long as Valentina survives. Because we have slowed ourselves down quite a bit, so we're not going to be coming in anywhere near as horribly as we would have otherwise been. But who knows? With this new aerodynamic model and atmosphere, I have no idea what I'm doing, so we could still completely crash and disintegrate. I'm not sure. But for now, we are going back up into outer space. Just barely. Alright. Well, that is good. This worked out about as well as I could have hoped for. Like, this approach, if we don't survive this approach, I just flat out don't know what I'm doing anymore in this game, and I need to figure it out. Because this is about as good of an approach as I think I could set up for us. So, that'll be that, and we will see next time we come around how Valentina does. Let's take a look here now that we're out into space. Let's open this and see. Okay, all the goo containers are still there, but yeah, some of these batteries exploded. You can see the little green lights clipping out. All of those, there was like 8 of them, I think, and they all exploded. So, that was a bit of theatrics, I guess, but nothing horrible has befallen us. All of the science has survived, and all that sort of stuff. Should we do some EVA reports here? Will we get any more science for that? No. Alright. We'll just hop on board then, and we will, we will warp around to the next aero braking, or actually it'll just be our landing, and hope that that goes well. Okay, so we're going to have to turn ourselves, make sure to turn ourselves so that our heat shield is going forward before we dip too low into the atmosphere. Alright. There we go, and we are entering the atmosphere now for what will be our actual landing. And hey, we may not land too far from Kerbal Space Center, depending on how much we end up slowing down here. Hopefully, we make it out into this ocean, though. That is my one request. That would be nice if we would land in the ocean. Okay, let's time warp a bit till we get down a little lower and start seeing flames and whatnot. Once we do that, then we should probably get off the physics warp and just let things happen as they will. So, can Valentina succeed where Jeb could not? Can she pick up the pieces of this broken space program, complete multiple missions successfully, as well as getting tons and tons of science and funding and reputation? This is basically the make or break mission for this space program. If we were to fail this, we would lose like what little money we have left, and our reputation would probably take a hit, and I don't know that we could afford to do anything else. So, failure is not an option here as we fly over the Kerbal Space Center area. If the Kerbals go outside, they could probably watch Valentina's fireball of a ship pass by overhead. Okay, so we are starting to hit the fire now, get the re-entry effects. We are slowing down quite a bit. We are definitely landing this time, there is no question about that. It's just a matter of where. And it looks like we got a pretty good shot at hitting ocean unless we hit this little strip of land right there. But that'd just be some bad luck at that point. Okay, so let's wait here and watch as We scream through the atmosphere, getting lower and lower. Eventually, these parachutes will be deploying. Just want to keep ourselves turned so that our heat shield takes all of the heat. And it looks like it's working pretty well. Hopefully it doesn't, like, have our parachutes rip off or something like that. But, I mean, if we can avoid that, I think we should be coming in for a safe landing. If we can avoid crazy disintegration or parachutes ripping off. So, and we're coming down in the ocean. That is going to happen. That is a thing now. So, we can be happy about that as well. Try and keep ourselves turned facing exactly retrograde. And we are just absolutely screaming through the atmosphere now. Lots and lots of heat going on. There go the parachutes, and look at that! It survived! It's gonna survive! We're going to live! We are going to be okay. And apparently we are going in upside down now, but that's fine. The parachutes have done their job. We are going to survive this. We're going to land in the water, just off Kerbal Space Center, just off that little island there. Or big island, I guess. That's a pretty big island. But we are going to land here. Can we flip this over? No, we got too many parachutes, I think, at the bottom. Well, maybe. No. Can we flip over? Come on. Boom, right. Stop. Can we do that? Is that going to work? Alright, there we go. If we turn on the SAS, we can hopefully come in landing the way we want to. So, let's just time warp up until these parachutes fully deploy. And then we will have hopefully a very gentle touchdown and our most successful mission to date. Lots of science should be coming in, lots of funding, lots of reputation points, all of that good stuff. So, science data from around the moon and return to Kerbin from orbit of the moon. That is going to be both achieved, assuming I understood the objectives. So, unless I'm just wrong about what we were supposed to do, we're going to get both of those done, and that should get us lots and lots of good stuff. Ooh, lots of contracts complete there. Okay. Oh, these are all old. Okay. Yeah, we'll just ignore those for now. I haven't been checking my emails, apparently. Let's take a look inside the cockpit. As usual, not a whole lot going on there for Valentina, but there is a whole lot going on as soon as she gets on the ground, because we got lots of science to study. Lots of good stuff is going to come from this mission. So, let's see here. We're just 8,000 meters, a mere 8,000 meters from safety and returning home. So, Valentina rightfully has a smile on her face. We are going very slowly now, down to 20 meters per second. Nothing should rip apart or get destroyed or anything like that. It's all going to go really well. And we didn't even have to load a quick save. How great is that? We did it a couple times just as a backup, but we did not need it. Even, well, I guess, okay, we did revert the flight once or twice at the beginning when we completely screwed up. But we're not going to count that. We're going to forget that that happened. So, the make or break mission for the program is going to be a success, barring any horrible, catastrophic parachute malfunctions. And we can be very happy about that. We'll keep it on time warp, just because it is taking quite a while. But there is something very satisfying about watching all of this beautiful science being slowly lowered down into the nice safety of the ocean. And once the parachutes fully deploy, I will feel even better about that. And I think they fully deploy it all at 500 meters, but I'm not sure. Maybe some will deploy sooner. If they would, I would think it'd be at 1,000 meters, and no, none of them have fully deployed yet. So they will do that right about now. So we will come out of physics warp, let those fully deploy, and look at that, a calm 2.4-ish meters per second. We will lower Valentina all the way down into the ocean. In fact, why don't we do it like this? Can we tip ourselves like this? No, that's not going to work, apparently. I was thinking if we could tip ourselves on the side, that would be even better, but apparently we cannot tip ourselves on the side, no matter how hard we try. But I will keep trying, because I would like to land in the ocean just like this. That would be ideal. But if we can't do that, yeah, it wouldn't be too bad coming in this slow. Okay, so we're going to come out of time warp here, and we're going to land, plop down gently on our side so that we don't tip over once we land or bob up and down or anything and lose any experiments that way. So there it is. We are out of time warp. We are coming in for landing and touchdown, or splashdown rather. Look at that. Alright, I am very excited to get back to the Space Center, recover this mission, and see how much science exactly we just turned up, and how many contracts we just met. Should be good. Should be very good. So, let's take a look here. As soon as this loads up, there we go. We'll go to our tracking station and recover the Lunar Orbiter Mark III. Recover. Okay, 348 science we've got there. We earned 277.5 from that. If we take a look at this, we got multiple EVA reports going on, things like that. Material studies, the two of them, that was a ton of science. And yes, we do get a little bit of extra science from doing multiple mystery goos, so that is good. And that is just great. Alright, so our funds are looking pretty good there. And Valentina gained 2 experience. And our reputation is a bit better. So, we met, I think, all those contracts, or both of our active missions. We'll go to mission control and just check that out and make sure. It says we have 1 active contract. What? Why? We were in an orbit of the moon. Well, that's annoying. Maybe we had to actually orbit completely around the moon. I wouldn't have thought so. I would have thought being in an orbit around the moon would have worked. But, I guess not. Oh well. Let's see. We could rescue this dude from lunar orbit, but I don't think we can really do that. I don't know that we're that good. Or plant a flag on the moon. Who knows? We will check out next episode what we can unlock with our science, and then we will see what our next mission is gonna be. A moon landing could be good, or we could try putting a satellite or something around Minmus, or something like that, or out into deep space even. Who knows? Who knows? We have plenty of options, all of which we will explore before next episode, and I'll come back and let you know what the plan is. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.